It's your girl, and she's doing a bit of a history lesson on her past personas. I say personas, obviously, because I haven't always been, well, I've kind of always been a furry, just not knowing it, but my characters representing myself have not always been furries. I'm going to try and keep this within the 10-minute range, so I'm going to try not to ramble. What I'm going to tell you about is, obviously, here's a collection of my personas. It's not a complete finished collection because there are some that became original characters, like Alexis and Pierre. Some of them were just irrelevant to the point where my memories of them kind of meshed with others, and they didn't really signify personal growth. And yeah. So what I'm going to do is go through the name, what I was doing at the time, and actually name and what I was doing at the time, and I suppose their reason for being that. That was very easy. I could have just said that. So starting with Toothless. Toothless, the name came from my brother Vega. You might have seen him around. He's commented on a few of my videos with the orange cats. Yes, I'm talking about you. In his early stories, he used to have a character based on me called Toothless, and like the way I represented myself at the time was just like I had the backwards ball cap because I loved both Wacko from Animaniacs and Gold from, Gold version of Pokemon. Otherwise, I didn't really have that much of a cognitive awareness, and I was always so fixed on my fucking Game Boy Color, or the Xbox, or the Game Boy Advance SP. So that's Toothless to a T. Fuck. Following up, Kino Hurangada was, you can obviously tell, is a Sasuke ripoff. Like, last week, when I was talking about the Sasuke ripoff, flashback moment, please. Fucking looking at you, Sasuke ripoff. We done? Yep, okay, thanks, Pass Molly. Yeah, that's who I was talking about. That's when I got into Naruto. I can't remember whether I saw it on Cartoon Network, Toasted TV, or Cheese TV, and I know some of you might be asking, what the fuck is Cheese TV? And my answer for you is, you uncultured swine, it's only the best thing that ever happened to Australian television for children. Absolutely disgusting. And I'm hoping at this point, Future Molly will play you a segment of Cheese TV so you have a bit of an understanding of what it was. Sneaking in right on time. Only one thing on our minds. Through the door to another reality. Any place, anywhere you want to be. TV. But yeah, I got into Naruto. I started getting into how to draw manga, hence the poor Katie Coop style that I've tried to emulate and that I used to emulate in early art. But yeah, Kino wasn't me. He was a self-insert in a fictional universe, but unlike the characters who became Alexis and Pierre, he was literally just me. That's it. Just me, super powerful, super cool, rah, XD, lol, random. Following up, Kyo is from when I got into VG Cats. As you can tell, Grey Cat, effectively just Leo. Oh, I forgot to draw him with a collar, because he had a collar just like Leo. And, yeah, look, I can't actually remember what I used to dress Kyo up as, but his name, I can tell you, came from Kyo from Fruits Basket. It's pretty straightforward. He was my favourite character. Vega even said, like, Kyo reminded him a lot of me, and I like that, so I just kind of rolled with it. I'm also not good at imagining names. But the point of interest there is the Nintendo DS Lite. I saved up an entire fucking year to buy that thing, and once I got it, it was never out of my sight for more than 5 minutes. Moving on to, I'll affectionately call him No. His name actually came from the name I used to have as a boy, and like obviously I'm not comfortable disclosing that at this point, but he ended up being like the straight man in the shenanigans of Alexis and Pierre. So like I used to try and make a shitty gag-a-day comic based on both VG Cats and, funnily enough, Control-Delete. Yes, I was unironically into that before I learnt, but yeah, at first he was just like me, but then he became like a wolf me. Yeah. There was a little bit of a gap in between No and Furball, but Furball is the prominent culmination of all my thoughts and feelings and experiences at the time. So, it's worth pointing out that I got into Sonic heavily at the time, and that's when I started finding out what furries were. So, I drew in a more Sonic style. I wanted to be cool and edgy like Sonic, but I also adored the shit out of Tails. I actually have a few cruddy bits of art of Furball that I can dig out to show you. I refer to Furball as a she because that's like I feel like that's a pivotal point in both my identity and emotional development, where I could consider myself an out of place teen girl that doesn't understand why she's not a girl like all the other girls. Yeah, so to summarize, Sonic, edgy, really emotionally unstable and sad and just in need of love and affection. And yes, that I'm pretty sure is based on Yugi Moto's outfit from the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that's like, Yugi's fucking stylish, mate. And I would argue that Fox is probably the blandest of my personas, because they're just like, I just drew them the way that I thought I was supposed to look, because like, you know, I was relatively thin at the time. I got into Team Fortress 2, I always had my shirt tucked in, I started wearing a collar more often. I was into Kingdom Hearts, so I'd wear like a Kingdom Key necklace and a Kingdom Key on my earring, which I plan to bring back the Keyblade earrings once I get my right ear pierced so I can dual blade. But yeah, I didn't have a lot of, like, the development I had at that time was more academic, because I got heavily invested in computers, because that's when I swapped over to PC, so I started learning more about Source, about modding, about installing, about computers. So I didn't spend a lot of time actually, you know, emotionally developing. When I think about Bouncy, Bouncy is me. I am Bouncy. She's the best me that I think I could be. Her design is aesthetically pleasing to me. I find it attractive as well. It's what I'd like to have. It's what I'd like to be. And, well, ultimately, she's just the kind of person that I want to be, and I want people to think of me as, like this really unconventional chubby chick who like is really cheeky, really vulgar, but at the same time is really good at just being supportive. And yeah, like, as much as I just did a shitty doodle of Fox, comparing Fox with Bouncy, I look at Bouncy and go, she's more like me than any of these other personas have ever been. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, feels good, man. So, yeah, I'll, unfortunately, in my mid to late Fox era, I had a breakdown with my art and my perception of myself, and like I actually destroyed all of my sketchbooks and deleted most of my saved artwork. So I don't have any evidence of Kino, of Kyo, of No, I've got a few things of Furball and lots of Fox and Bouncy, but yeah. The point is, they're all a part of me, they're all living in my memory, and, like, as much as I'm still filled with contempt and hate for myself, these kids are all trying their hardest. Yeah, I'm proud of them all. For me, art's always been about expressing myself. Like, sexuality, gender, interests, aesthetics, whatever. It's been my primary form of self-expression, and that's why I'm into it. Self-expression is my thing. And yeah, if you've watched one of the Harry Potter videos, I value freedom and individuality. So yeah, if there's anyone out there who is thinking of drawing a character for themselves, you know, a persona, a fursona, but doesn't know where to start, but might feel a bit embarrassed, or is even cringing over their old characters just because they were Mary Sue's or Gary Stu's, or, you know, I don't think there's actually one for, you know, neutral names. I'm gonna have to look into that. Might actually put out a tweet. But, yeah, just don't feel embarrassed for who you are, or who you were, because you were the best you that you could be at the time with the knowledge and experience and the passions that you had. So just don't look upon yourself with a feeling of disgust and hate. That's another reason I'm on YouTube, is the self-expression. So yeah, before I get further off topic, if you sat through all of this, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed, again, learning more about me and, like, seeing the old characters I made. It was actually really nice for me to revisit them too. Peace out. Hello world, it's Future Molly. I ended up cutting out like 8 to 10 minutes worth of this video. That's why some of the audio seems a little bit funky, and why there's lots of jump cuts. Just a lot of what I ended up rambling on about wasn't really relevant to the personas themselves, more to me and my personal history, which, you know, that's well and good, but that's better for a separate video. I got no fucking clue what I'm going to be doing next Sunday, but I start work this coming Tuesday, so, you know, we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll just do another life update. So, yeah, that's that. Thanks for watching, and I like ducks.